There's a bug here. I didn't catch him. Hello! So today we're going to be talking about mental health and how that affects your vocal health. And I'm going to be honest, this was kind of a hard topic for me to research. There's not a lot of scientific evidence to quantify what I'm going to say. A lot of what I'm going to say today is based on either anecdotal evidence of my life or the lives of the people that I know who are also musicians. I also did get a lot of my information from a couple of articles on the internet and then 2 other videos that I'm going to link in the video notes. The voice is one of the most obvious indicators of mood. It's really easy to think about that when you talk to somebody and you ask, "How are you doing today?" And they say, "Fine." That low voice kind of indicates they're not actually that fine. Or if you say, "How are you doing today?" and they say, "Great, thanks, how are you?" So we kind of know this intuitively as human beings, that the voice is a really easy way for us to know how somebody is feeling. And that reflects not only in our speaking voices, but also in our singing voices. Your voice reflects your self-image, your confidence, your shame. Basically, our voice is really good at indicating how we feel. In our society today, we have been trained to kind of mask how we're really feeling, especially if we're not always feeling great. And we know that not everybody going through the day is always feeling good. We wear a lot of masks every single day. Sometimes those masks can be healthy, like when we're in just kind of a mood. We can say, "Hey, I'm doing great," and smile, and that smile kind of brings up our whole mood because our bodies are meant to know that a smile means I'm feeling good, and it kind of triggers your brain to feel better. That's a really cool thing. And so it's okay to smile when you're not feeling great, but sometimes it can feel really like a chore just to smile, especially on the days that you're feeling really, really, really low. For whatever reason, maybe there was a loss in your family, maybe you've got a really big test next hour and you're not fully prepared for it. Whatever it is, sometimes it can be really a chore to smile. When you're feeling normal, or you're feeling whatever normal is, or when you're feeling really good, smiling is easy and it's natural. The same thing goes for our voice. We have kind of a natural homeostasis for how our natural voice sounds, and it's really easy to tap into that when we are feeling good, when our mood is high, when our mood is kind of neutral or normal. I'm going to use a lot of quotation marks when I do normal. But when we are feeling low, when our mood is low, it is really hard to create that normal homeostasis sound that people are used to hearing when they hear our voices. And a lot of times we will use a mask, just like we do when we smile, when we're not feeling great. We're going to mask our voices. When we mask our natural voice to match how we think we should sound, we create stress and tension on our vocal folds. As you know, your vocal folds are very delicate, and adding stress and tension to them is never a healthy thing to do. Everyone handles stress differently. We can take a dozen people who have had a very similar life experience or trauma, and they'll all handle it differently. How we handle the stress and trauma depends on our personality and our background. In the same way, stress and your overall mental health is going to affect your voice differently depending on who you are. Some will experience little to no effect on your singing voice, while others will have a huge impact. There have even been documented studies that have shown that mental trauma and stress can cause people to lose their voices entirely, only allowing them to speak in a whisper, like if you get laryngitis. Stress management techniques can reduce the effects of stress on your voice and to your body overall. I told you at the beginning that there are not a lot of studies showing the correlation between mental health and vocal health. However, there are a ton of studies that link your mental health to your physical health. So the healthier you are mentally, the healthier your physical body is going to be. And you guys already know that the healthier your physical body is, the healthier your vocal mechanism is going to be. One of the reasons that there are not as many studies on the effects of the vocal mechanism directly linked to mental health is because singing and speaking is a secondary function to the larynx. The larynx first and primary function is to protect your lungs and your trachea from outside objects when you eat and breathe and swallow. And so a lot of scientific studies are going to be focused on primary functions versus secondary functions. So how are you supposed to know if your stress level is impacting your voice? First of all, you're probably going to notice other physical side effects before you notice it affecting your voice. For example, tension in your neck and shoulders, difficulty breathing, just general feelings of guilt, panic, anxiety, or depression. And I want to make this really clear. All of those side effects are more important to address than your singing voice. Once you take care of those problems, your singing voice is going to return. Please seek help for any of these symptoms. I want you to protect your whole body. Just like singing is a secondary function to your larynx, singing is of secondary importance to your well-being as a human being. Treatment for stress or anxiety or depression often involves some sort of combination between a medical doctor and some sort of a therapist. Therapy is normal, therapy is fine, and I don't want you to feel any shame if you are currently in or one day go to seek therapy. Most of the time, it is not unhealthy or damaging for you to sing when you're feeling depressed or anxious or just in a plain bad mood. And there are a number of studies that indicate that singing and creating music or creating any kind of art can actually elevate your mood. It's kind of like smiling when you're not feeling great. It just kind of sends these sensors, these signals to your brain that, hey, things aren't quite as bad as I was feeling that they were. Singing might feel more like a chore when your mood is low, but it is good for you. So if you're someone who struggles with mental health, or you just have a low mood right now because your schedule is off and you can't see your friends and you're stuck in your house with your mom and your siblings and whatever, give yourself grace while you're singing. It's okay to make music just for the joy of it. Grace allows you to create music just for the joy of it, without the pressure of perfection. Enjoy the process and allow music to elevate your mood, whatever that mood may be. Thanks, guys. I hope you're staying sane during this crazy time. Feel free to reach out. I miss you all, and I'll see you next time.